Do you feel miserable going to work each day because your boss makes the workplace dreadful? Working for a toxic manager could be extremely stressful and could lead to mental health problems. Someone who is in a position that gives them power or authority over you can bring out their worst behavior. If you have experience dealing with bosses who can make day-to-day work into a soul-crushing experience, you're not alone. Here are 8 signs you may be dealing with a toxic boss. Micromanaging. Micromanaging involves your boss could not help insert themselves into the tasks that you're competent enough to perform. They feel compelled to tell you how to do it. That can be irritating. Micromanagers will always show their insecurities by trying to control every little detail and not trusting you completely despite your good track record at the job. Always right attitude. Resume Lab surveyed over 1,000 Americans who are unlucky to have worked under awful managers. The survey indicates almost 70% of the respondents had to deal with a boss who was always right. A toxic boss will not accept their mistakes or admit to their shortcomings. They act like they are perfect. Taking criticism is not an option for them. This behavior makes them defensive of their wrong ideas or even shifting the blame to others. According to the survey, an alarming 42% of bad bosses will blame others for their failures. Having favorites. Your boss could unfairly treat some people better than others. That is disheartening because favorites are usually not based on performance. That could be due to some people not questioning their authority. They support people who validate them and demote people who contest their command. Their favorites have obvious advantages and benefits that are unavailable to others. That creates a toxic environment among employees who could feel uncomfortable in front of each other. Taking credit for your work. If you are allowed to work on an important assignment or project and you worked day and night to achieve the best possible output, they will present your findings and ideas as their own in front of others. You probably are not allowed in the presentation room for the work that you have done. That is highly demotivating and puts you in a state to not work as hard as you did earlier. They create conflict among team members. They could intentionally create unhealthy competition between you and the person who is in a similar position as you are. That can lead to having problems and leg pulling among team members. Disrespectful treatment and criticism in front of other team members. According to the survey by Resume Lab, a disturbing 72% of the surveyed population reported they were treated rudely or disrespectfully. Almost 70% of the respondents said they were criticized in front of their peers, and 83% of those felt bad for being disgraced in front of their team members. Lack of acknowledgement. Your boss never admits or acknowledges your accomplishments. While everyone else considers you as a top performer, but somehow that is not the case in your manager's books. You should be thankful for the opportunity is probably the worst line you could hear. Acknowledgement could act as a motivator. Intentional lack of it could kill your enthusiasm. Overpromising boss. You are promised a promotion or a raise on completion of a project, but all you get is silence. An overpromising manager could kill the zest and demotivates you from putting more effort into your work. There are plenty of consequences for working under a toxic superior, the most prominent of which are growing frustrated, 80%, and apathetic, 70%. Others include headaches, 63%, difficulty sleeping, 51%, and even decreased sex drive, 27%. While the survey presented reasons why people did not quit the job, mainly due to money reasons, it is of importance to remember that you should not let negativity win. You should not participate in an always present office drama. Setting boundaries is your right. Without losing your sense of self, you should not hesitate to keep track of the inappropriate behavior in the workplace and not fail to advocate for yourself when necessary. You can use it as a practice ground to test your assertiveness, conflict resolution, and stress management. But if the workplace environment is too toxic, you should consider finding the support of the confidants and the HR department. If that is irritating you tremendously, you should prepare yourself to find another job. It takes a lot of courage to quit, as you have to see your financial situation. 83% of those who departed from bad bosses reported being very happy with the decision they made. Remember, your job does not define you.